Hello, everyone. The tip for today is how to keep your plants cool. I thought I would come up with a way to shade my fruit trees during the hottest part of the summer. So I came up with the inexpensive way of purchasing some pole supports. They're galvanized. And then I went to over to Home Depot and I purchased some PVC pipe. And I purchased the heavy duty one, not the cheap thin one, a heavier type PVC. So then I got a pipe cutter just in case I needed to cut pieces, which I did because they came in 10 feet and the legs are 6 feet. So what you're seeing me do now is this is one of the legs that I cut from a 10-foot pole down to 6 feet. And I put in one of the galvanized um, corners, a three-way corner. Now I'm inserting a leg, a galvanized legs, and each of the galvanized they have these screws that help hold the pole in place. So earlier in the day, I went ahead and I put up two of the legs and the header supports. And then I waited to the cooler part of the day to come out to finish the other side. I was able to purchase the galvanized pole inserts or the metal part. I purchased those on Amazon and also at Ace. So the feet or the foot support on the ground support, I was able to purchase those from Amazon. But the three-way corners for the top, I went to Ace Hardware to get those. It was a better price and I didn't have to wait as long. So now that I have one leg in, now for the other leg. And again, I need to put in the base. I like that these have like screws that help hold the poles in place. Now you can use galvanized poles or conduit. It's more expensive than the PVC. And for what I want to use it for, I decided to go with the PVC. It was less expensive. So now it's just a matter of adjusting the legs, and I will need to put in stakes. There's holes in the feet or the foot supports. There's holes where you can put stakes in so that it doesn't move around as much. So now I'm getting ready to insert the back pole support so that it won't do what it's doing now, trying to blow over. It would help stabilize it once I insert the lateral pole. Now, this is very awkward to do because this pole is um, it is over 10 feet. So the pole is 10 feet, and what you saw earlier was me attaching an additional 2 feet. So that's a total of 12 feet. So, as I stated, I will state later in the video, I did this because at the hottest part of the day in the summer, I do not want it to scorch my fruit trees because they're still relatively young. Right now, it's the later part of the day. The sun is getting ready to set in about a couple of hours, about an hour and a half. And so it's not as strong nor as hot. So I wanted to do this so that when the sun is at its highest peak, it's not scorching my trees. And also, too, it will help um, keep down so much watering. So because I have my fruit trees in containers, they will tend to dry out faster, right? So if I put this over it, help keep them cooler and shade it during the hottest part of the day, my goal is to one, protect the plants, and two, to cut back on some of the watering so that the pots don't dry out so fast underneath the sun. This is also probably a good idea for people who are in climates where, I guess, when it gets cold, not sure if it'd do well under snow conditions because snow is heavy and it would collapse. But um, maybe like in areas where it gets cold, but not so much from snow, I think that you could probably modify this some way and use it to insulate any plants you have. So if you're in the desert areas like Nevada or Arizona where they really don't get a lot of snow or any snow at all, but during the wintertime it does get very cold. This might be a good idea to be able to modify it. You can make it maybe smaller and use sheeting to insulate the plants. This is also a good idea. It's very portable because it's light. You can use this and move it over to your vegetable garden and help use it to shade your vegetable garden during the day so that the sun won't scorch your plants in your hotter climates. So what I've been doing here is using like these bungee cords with balls and just attaching the shade fabric to the pole support. Now it's just a matter of adjusting everything so that it lines up and is sitting the way I like it to sit. So I'm just adjusting the bungee cords um, on it. But first, I have to extend this side. So the pole in the back is 12 feet. The pole here is only 10 feet. So what I'm getting ready to do is adjust out 2 more feet. And one thing that's nice about PVC pipe, it has these um, connectors. And it's really simple. Just push them in. And once you get them in, I mean, it's a pretty tight fit. So you don't have to worry about them coming loose so much. But yeah, so right now I'm just adjusting the shade, the shade support. And I'm very happy with this. Um, I earlier in the day I checked to see where the sun is as opposed to the shading, and true enough, it did shade the plants as the sun was rising, got higher and higher in the sky, and it was a great shading for the plants. So it wasn't. I think this cloth is 50%. The cloth I have over my vegetables, I believe, is 70%. I think it's a thicker shading than this one. So this one I think is at 50%. I did purchase the shade cloth off of Amazon and the galvanized feed or support on Amazon. I got the PVC poles from Home Depot, and I got the corners or the corner brackets from Ace Hardware. Okay, so that's pretty much it for right now. I'm just adjusting the bungee cords, or they're bungee balls, but just adjusting the shade cloth so that so it won't droop so low. Um, I do have some other clamps that I can, or clips that I can put on so it won't sag. Um, so I might do that later, but right now I got up what I wanted to do, and it is 6 feet tall. And like once the fruit trees get more established and they're older, another year or so, they're taller, they're stronger, I won't need the shade cloth. I probably can move it to another area, probably over my vegetable garden or wherever is needed. But right now, since they're young, I just want to protect them this first year out in my backyard. Okay, everyone. Well, I finished my makeshift shade for my fruit trees because we're going to be heading into August and September shortly here. July is going to fly by. And then our hottest month in Southern California, I'm in 10B, is September. And sorry for the noise, everyone. There's kids playing in the yard behind me. So, but anyway, our hottest month in here in Southern California is in September. And I want to prepare and I want to see how well this works before I know there's a few things I still need to do. I still need to stake these in, and so that the wind doesn't move it too much. But yeah, but I'm happy with it so far. Um, I try to pull together something inexpensively, and I'm happy with it. I just need to stake it down to the ground, and that way I can just pull the stakes up and move it around as needed. But yeah, that's my quick tip for shading my fruit trees in the summertime when the sun gets really, really hot and intense because of my backyard being south facing. um, I wanted something that was not going to scorch my trees because they're still young. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you got a tip out of it. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye now.